Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you your daily shamanic message. This is a new series of messages that I have been inspired to create, and it's based on focusing on healing our soul, our core wounds, addressing our woundedness in an effort to create more harmonized, balanced, and healthy relationships going forward. And as a certified shamanic practitioner, I feel the need to utilize various shamanic oracle decks to bring the shamanic wisdom to the collective, to the masses. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already pre-shuffled the cards, and I'm using the Mystical Shamanic Oracle, Shamanic Medicine Oracle, and Native Spirit Oracle. All right, so let's go ahead and flip these over and see what we have. Interesting. This, I can already tell you, is going to be a very enlightening message and appropriately timed. So right off the bat, we're starting off with soul retrieval. All right, so let's get started with that. So soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you've lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. So this message is upright. It's coming in as an invitation. It's saying that you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of your pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. This is very interesting. So with soul retrieval is a shamanic ceremony. It's a very powerful shamanic ceremony that we use to journey into the spirit world to recover fragmented pieces of the soul that the client has lost. And it's lost through trauma, through woundedness. And trauma can be anything. It can come in all shapes, forms, and sizes of woundedness. This could be anything from you being screamed at by your parents as a child for breaking something. Or perhaps you grew up in an abusive environment where there was drug abuse, alcohol use, and it resulted in various forms of physical, mental, emotional abuses, which as an adult has manifested into other forms of woundedness. Perhaps some of you had a very important surgery. Surgery can be traumatic and can create soul loss. Perhaps some of you have been victims of natural disasters, and that's a very traumatizing experience. So basically, soul loss is created anytime we experience a form of trauma. And what happens is that a piece of the soul fragments off as a defense mechanism to protect us from the pain and suffering of that woundedness. So it's a bit of dissociative cognizance. No, dissociative, oh my goodness, what is the word? I'm sorry. It's a form of dissociation is what I want to say, because I don't want to say anything incorrect, but it is a form of dissociation where the mind sort of separates itself from the trauma and it creates a partition mentally and emotionally in order to either block out that memory completely or to subdue the pain, the emotional pain of that situation. But this card is coming in to say that you no longer have to deal with that. You no longer have to reflect upon that trauma, upon that situation. It's done. It's over with. You've done the healing work to restore that woundedness back to you. You've regained that fragment, that soul fragment, to make yourself whole again. So it's saying move on to something else. What other areas of your life require your attention? It's no longer that wound that consumed so much of your time and energy up to this point. It's done. So you're ready to ascend into a higher level and of consciousness and see what other areas of your soul needs to be awakened. Okay, so then we have the shapeshifter coming in, and this is all about perspective. So, oh, and before I move on, so if you're interested in learning more about the soul retrieval or information on that, visit my website, because I do have a long description that talks about the soul retrieval, what it is, how it benefits, and who can benefit from it. So my site not only offers a list of services, but it's also very informative. There's a lot of information about shamanic healing and shamanic journeying, and then it talks about woundedness and a variety of other topics. So check out my website, awakenhealings.org. It's very informative, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, so shapeshifter. Ooh, I like this card. This is interesting. Look at that imagery. So at first glance, we see an image of a woman sort of dancing with joy and jubilation, and it looks like she's in right alignment with herself and with spirit. And behind her, we see an incredible image of a crow just enveloping her, right? I mean, it's like they're in partnership. So I feel like this is her being in touch with her spirit animal, or actually embodying the qualities of her spirit animal, the crow. And the crow is very powerful. So the crow represents transformation, magic. It's sort of an assistance for the ultimate transition between the living and the dead, but it's a very protective animal. So there's a lot of cool characteristics and features associated with the crow. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you Googling the crow spirit animal. There may be a message in there for you. But let's go ahead and check into the shapeshifter. Okay. To understand a troubling situation in your life, see things from a totally different perspective. Shapeshifting helps you do this. By taking on the qualities of a power animal, you will see or hear what is being conveyed with clarity. Choose an animal that suits your current needs, such as a lion for strength, a dove for peace, a wolf for protection, or a raven to understand the bigger picture. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the animal's characteristics. Breathe them into your very being. As you continue, you will become one with your animal and be taken on a visual journey. At first, you may find it unsettling to feel the body and characteristics of the animal you have become, but do not fear. The insight and perspective of this animal will be of great benefit. A smooth transformation back into your mind and body is assured, and understanding of how to resolve your dilemma will stay with you. Yeah. Okay. So other divinatory meanings for this card include: listen to and observe your thoughts carefully. List all the positive attributes about yourself and the world around you. Change negative words to positive ones. Be free with your compliments, gratitude, and praise. And what you deem is right may not be so for the other. Okay. Yeah, so this is interesting. So for those of you who may not have a power animal and are interested in determining what animal to tap into, I recommend going into a state of meditation, taking some time to create sacred space for you. Perhaps light some candles, sage yourself, sage your space. Throw on if you can download some shamanic drumming music, that would be very helpful. There's stuff available on YouTube. There's also stuff available on the internet for you to select something that will create a steady rhythmic beat as a method to sort of bring you into a trance-like state, a state of meditation. And while you're meditating, just allow your mind to wander freely and just see which animal comes towards you. It could be anything. It could be a butterfly, it could be a ladybug, it could be the raven or the crow, it can be an elephant, it could be a stag, it could be a bear, it could be a frog, it could be a fish, it could be anything. It could be anything. And once that animal comes to you, ask it if it wants to be your power animal. You have to ask it 3 times. And it has to say yes 3 times. And once it does, that is an agreement between you and your power animal, and that power animal will stay with you for as long as it's necessary. You can also acquire multiple power animals throughout your spiritual journey, because each animal brings a certain set of qualities, gifts, and information dependent upon what's going on with you and with your woundedness. Okay? So this is the Shapeshifter card. So if you need more information and want to talk with me further about this, reach out. All my contact information is in the description box below. Check out my website, awakenhealings.org. You can email me at info@awakenhealings.org as well. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the Elder. This is the card from Native Spirit. And we have an image of a beautiful stag or an elk amongst a forest. So the Elder brings confidence, entering your power, standing strong. You are a leader, stepping into the light. Let your truth be heard and felt by others. Make a stand in life. You carry deep inner wisdom. You are a teacher and a leader in the deepest sense of the words. And you are a beacon for others. In Native cultures, the elders, tribal chiefs, and clan leaders are looked to for advice and leadership. When this card chooses you, it's time to step into your leadership role. An elder walks the path, stomps the grass down, and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve, supporting others to reach their dreams. If you've been in the background in the past, right now it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. Yeah, this is leadership. It's time for you to lead others. You've had an awakening here. You've done an ascension, a spiritual ascension here with soul retrieval. We've already received confirmation that you're ready to move forward with grace, wisdom, and with your spirit team, your power animal, to help lead others out of their darkness. So perhaps you're the matriarch or the patriarch of your family, and it's time for you to help lead your family out of a wounded situation, for example. You know, sometimes when our parents fall ill or they become too sick and too weak to lead the family, it's up for us to ascend and perhaps take on that patriarchal or matriarchal role. So perhaps some of you are stepping up in leadership in that regard. Perhaps some of you are becoming the voice of reason in your circle of friends. And, you know, it's time to shed some perspective on healing an argument, healing a disagreement, and creating right action, right harmony within your social group, within your circle of friends. Perhaps it's time for you to take on a more enlightened role in a romantic relationship and communicate to your partner how you've addressed your woundedness and how you're going to show up as a more present and enlightened partner, someone who's interested in rekindling the connection or taking the connection in a different route, perhaps in a more positive and abundant flow versus the route that it was going on. But it's time for you to move on from this major wound of the past, and this is something big. This is karma that you cleared. This is a big deal when this card comes up in the upright. So it has shaped your perspective for how you view life today and how you view your relationships. And it's time for you to just move on and express your wisdom. And maybe being a leader is not so much as a grandiose thing, but it could just be, again, simply being a voice of reason to a friend, to a lover, to a family member, just something on the smaller scale. But you're sharing your wisdom. You're sharing what you've learned to help others move out of a stuck situation, or to move into a better state of energetic flow, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. And I am using the, oh gosh, I just put this away. This is the Weaver Tarot from the Threads of Fate. This is a new tarot deck for me, so I'm really excited to be using this deck. It's really, really beautiful, and I am excited to be featuring it and showcasing it here on my channel. But let's just pull some cards to see what messages are coming through to support the shamanic oracle messages. Truth and clarity. So we have the Sun in reverse, the Ruler of Swords, and the Ruler of Coins. Wow, we've got two kings here. So I feel like this is self-mastery. Okay, so yes, in the past we had the Sun. There was something that needed to be healed, and this was something that created disharmony, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness. And when the Sun comes in reverse, this is about going back to childhood woundedness, to engaging with your inner child. So there's something from your past where you are able to heal a portion of your inner child. So congratulations. This is big. This is a major spiritual accomplishment. Because for those of you who have achieved this, there is a sense of relief associated with this. There is a sense of balance, a sense of harmony that's being restored to you. And this is something that you probably have not felt in a very long time. So again, this is sitting in the past position. So this is something that's already happened. In your present position, you have, again, the shapeshifter, which is perspective, clarified by the Ruler of Swords, clarity. This is the King of Swords in the regular Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. So when the Ruler of Swords comes in, we're seeing butterfly wings for transformation, the Sword of Truth, the spiritual eye, the moon cycles. This is divinely guided. This is self-mastery. This is mastering your thoughts, mastering your words, and this is mastering your truth. And as a king, you're standing steadfast and balanced in your truth. You are being represented as the voice of reason right now. And moving forward into your future position, you have the Ruler of Coins. This is the King of Pentacles, earth energy. This is success, abundance, happy family, strong relationship, long-lasting relationship. So this is all the things that are tangible: good health, good wealth, prosperity, abundance, success, stability, right? The King of Coins is someone who is reliable. He is regarded as an elder, perhaps. So this is you representing, or coming in represented as the whole package. Someone who's been through it, someone who's wise, and someone who can impart wisdom and truth to the younger generations, or to those who are less enlightened and less awakened. So yeah, this is transcendence. This is ascension. Beautiful. Okay, so let me go ahead and move these up a little bit, and I'm going to pull an oracle from the Animal Spirit Oracle and see what messages the animals would like to speak. Just a moment. Ooh, the mouse. So, if I remember correctly, I believe the mouse, as I just looked at that the other day, it's a bit of nervousness, attention to detail. But let's go ahead and get the actual message for you. It's about focus. Yeah, okay. So the mouse. It's detail oriented, small minded, nitpicky, and nervous. When it's in balance, it's organized, resourceful, and prepared. When it's out of balance, if it was to come in this way, you're busy with no purpose. And in order to reestablish harmony, you just need a meaningful project. But it's upright, so you're organized, resourceful, and prepared. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details and often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon, they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. Yeah, so that's interesting. So very detail oriented. And this is about maintaining perspective. You don't want to go too far to the left or to the right, and you don't want to overstep your boundaries. It's also about not getting stuck in the weeds. Yeah, because when you come out of balance, when the mouse comes out of balance, this creates fear. This creates nervousness. This creates a shrinking effect. So with this awakening, with this healing here, don't shrink back. Okay? It's sort of like a cautionary card about not getting lost in the details. Yeah, so the mouse spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. So it's looking, it's very analytical, getting into the weeds of things, but you can get lost and stuck in the weeds. And then that's just going to derail a lot of the progress that you've made. It's going to create an energy of stuckness and stagnancy. Okay? So I hope this resonated with you. Please give this video a thumbs up. Check out my website, awakenhealings.org, for all of my information, and reading about this topic is available on that website. Reach out if you want to work with me further in session. Until we meet again, take care. Love you all. Love and light. Bye-bye.